Gotta get up. Let's go. Okay, so mornings like these, when I have time, I like to journal. You don't really need to write anything specific or use prompts. You can definitely utilize it if you're short on ideas or anything of that sorts. Something that I like to do is when I can't think of anything specific that I want to write about, I just write 3 things I'm grateful for, and it starts my day in a more positive manner. So let's do that. Also, I write sideways, so if that's gonna be weird, I'm just gonna point that out now. All done. So I'll share with y'all what I wrote today. So for the 3 things I'm grateful for, because I couldn't think of anything else, in terms of prompts, I put my mom to be able to go to school and to be able to make content. I go, I'm so blessed to call this my life every day, even if I might not always feel this way. And that's essentially it. Something so easy, but it makes me just feel better, and it's a great way to start my day in terms of starting in a more positive note. Now, let's sip on some tea and get to it. Another thing about mornings like these, I try not to be on my phone just because I'm trying to make it a more intentional type of morning where my actions are more intentional. I'm just listening to the sounds around me as opposed to doom scrolling. But yeah, so I'm just gonna drink my tea, take the next couple minutes just to myself, and then we'll go from there. Now we're going to switch out of these PJs, and I gotta try on a couple outfits, so we'll see what they look like. So this is fit number 1, but let's show y'all the fall fit so you guys can get an idea. So this is option number 1. I like it's not giving. Absolutely not. I think this will do, just because the way I'm gonna layer it, I feel like it'll complement it a lot more than the other 2 options. So now let's do what I like to enjoy of the get ready process, and that is gonna be the hair and just a little bit of makeup. So let's go. In terms of the get ready with me process, when I do have time, I like to do makeup and a little hairstyle, because normally I don't, just because I'm tired and I'd rather take that time to sleep. But on the days I do have time, I like to do a little hairstyle. So today's hairstyle is actually gonna be a half up, half down, which is honestly my go-to hairstyle when wash day is approaching. So that's gonna be great. And then I just do a little bit of makeup. So definitely gotta conceal when I'm doing it, just because stress. If there's one thing about me, I used to always be like, oh, school is like what's got me breaking out. No, babes, I'm old enough now to say life's got me stressed out. So I want a relaxing day, so we're just gonna cover those blemishes like I'm gonna cover my problems. Don't worry, I will address them at some point. And then this is my go-to. It's like the little e.l.f. blush. I've been using it literally for the past couple years, and y'all, I'm just starting to hit pan. Crazy. Also, if you notice, there's really no rhyme and reason with how I do things. It is truly a go with the flow type of thing. But I feel so much better already. And then some lip balm. And now let's get to this hair. So, if you know anything about how I like to do hair, I'm not very good at it, y'all. How to take care of my curls. And that is essentially it. I am very sad to say I don't know how to braid, anything of that sorts. But I've been trying to get like better about that. It's like my big thing right now is just, usually when wash day approaches, I just stick my hair in like a ponytail, call it a day. But now I'm trying to do hairstyles. We get that, and we're just gonna add a clip, and then we're just gonna do my edges, and we will be good to go. So this is before and after. Y'all get this. I'm really proud of myself, if I say so myself. I love how much doing my edges just changed the look, because I feel so much more put together. But now let's go make my food because I'm running late again. So this is today's outfit. That we're on campus. I've got to go to my ADM and then we gotta study. Let's go. So the nice thing about being the first one here is I get to chat with y'all. So I wanted to talk to you guys how I set myself up to have these slow mornings and slow evenings. And that's essentially following the theme of intentionality. And that is how I plan my days. So if you know me, you know that I can be extremely neurotic with my to-do lists. But there is a reason for that. It's because I have 2 degrees that I'm currently pursuing, and that equals 8 classes that I'm currently taking. So I take 3 nursing classes and 5 psych degree classes, which are essentially art classes right now, just because I need to finish my degree and I decided to procrastinate all of my option credits, so I got to do them now. So what that means is I have 3 to-do lists essentially. First thing I have is my day to-do list. Now this essentially has everything I have to do for the day, and it's categorized by sections. So I have school, work, socials, life, and home. So my second to-do list is my weekly schoolwork. So this essentially has all of the classes, and it has everything I need to get done for each class for this week. So it essentially has all of my hard deadlines. What that means is anything that's due for this week will be on this to-do list. And this is my week to-do list for my life stuff. So anything I want to add in there, things I want to do for myself, and all of this is based off of this. This is my month to-do list. So it has all of my schoolwork, hard deadlines, as well as things I want to do, and little occasions here and there. So that's how I break it up. And the big thing is, I know it can seem like a lot and it can be tedious to do. I tend to do my day to-do list the day before, just again to make it easier for the next day. But the reason I have to do this is if I'm not scheduling my time and prioritizing what needs to be done, I will fall behind. This is not my first year taking this amount of classes and having to deal with deadlines to this extent, but I've done it before where I've tried to push things off, and in terms of hard deadlines, that does not work. And this is how I'm able to keep myself accountable and honestly keep myself on track, because if I am not ahead of everything, I am gonna fall behind pretty quick. And the last thing I wanna do is give myself stress from that, because there's enough stress as is. So we're really trying to minimize that. Okay, now I think people are gonna start heading in, so I will see y'all after class and we will get to studying. Let's go. Okay, now voiceover me is going to talk because I have to be quiet in the library. But now that we're done studying, we're going to hit upper body and start our evening routine. The big thing with having a slow evening routine is we have to start early, so we have enough time to do the whole evening routine. So let's head out. Now to start my evening routine, I love to do a slow evening routine because even when the days feel heavy, I found comfort in winding down the same way. My night routine is where I return to myself. So we started off with the treadmill, and now I'm going straight into some stretching, deep stretching for my upper body. And these are very effective. I highly recommend you doing this before strength training if you're doing upper body. Now we're gonna go straight into arm curls. I like to do 4 sets of 10, and these ones burn a lot. Following that, I go straight into resistant band training. So I do try to do 4 sets and then 8 to 10 reps each. Then following that, I go straight into front raise. Now I like to do this with both dumbbells, but you could also do this with a barbell. Now, to keep my arms more straight, I did try to use a weight plate, so that was really effective, and I'm definitely going to be incorporating that in my next workout. Then I love to do this. It's a classic for me, and that is military press, also called an overhead press. I do 4 sets of 8, and I try to go straight into bent over rows with this. Because I'm going to be using the barbell, I just go straight into the bent over row first, and then I actually superset that with the Yates row. It's also called the underhand bent over row, and these are very effective for your back. And what I love about back workouts is building that lower back strength is so helpful in day-to-day movements. And it's really helpful in preventing back pain, which is something I've started to experience. Now, my biggest challenge or my biggest goal in working up my upper body is actually working my way up to doing push-ups. Now, I'm not all the way there, but I love to try, and just until I can get into doing full push-up reps, I like to start doing knee push-ups just to build up that strength and that good form. Now let's head to the rest of my evening routine. Now that we're home, we're gonna keep going on with the evening routine. Now there's 2 things. One, if you know anything about me, any opportunity I can get to hop back into my PJs, I will be the first. Second, the way I like to start my evening routine is kind of the same way I like to start a Sunday reset, and that is essentially creating a clean space, because if my physical surrounding feels clean, hopefully my mind will reflect that. Now, although it doesn't always happen, more times than not does it happen. So I'm not going to be going into like doing a deep clean right now because I still want to have energy to do self-care and the things I want to do. So I'm just going to do a little cleaning session. So honestly, the way I do it, the way I go about it is I just take one area that I want to clean, I clean it, and then I'm good to go. And it boosts my morale in a sense. So this lovely desk has seen better days, but I also work on it essentially every day, so this is actually not as bad. I just have essentially like sheets for my class, I have my tea, I have something that's not supposed to be here, got my laptop which will stay, And then we got this area. Now, I could have acted like this wasn't here and not open the drawer, but transparency. So this is the before and this is after. Now that I've cleaned up a little bit, I feel just enough settled. So now we can move on to the fun portion of this evening routine, and that's essentially just having the evening to myself, doing all the things that I love and getting the most out of it. So let's go. Something that I like to indulge myself with every now and then is just sketching. So I've got the sketchbook, and I don't sketch as much as I used to, but anytime that I do have extra time, I like to make little doodles or sketch in my sketchbook. Now, this is not to say that I'm not creative in other aspects of my life, but this is just something that I like to indulge myself in every now and then. So let's make an entry. I feel like I'm back in kindergarten or first grade and we would present our art to the class. So here's my work. That's it. My favorite thing to draw is eyes. I don't know why. I think it's one of the easiest things to draw, so whenever I'm getting back into something, it's my first sketch, and then I progress from there. Or I try to progress. I don't know if it always reflects that. But now that I've sketched a little bit, I'm feeling very, very inspired. And I'm actually gonna do something a little bit more relaxing, and that is gonna be reading a book. But I'm also gonna sprinkle in some self-care, because why not? So let's head to the washroom. So I've got all these to choose from, and there's so many options. I don't want to do a bubble sheet mask because I'm about to look crazy on camera if I do that one. I'm gonna do this one. I feel like it matches. And it says it helps fight skin impurities. Now, I don't know how effective it is, but I will tell you, I will feel much better after doing this. So let's slap this on and get to our book. I actually might show you guys the book I'm reading first before I... Actually, who cares, y'all? It's like my friends. Let's just put this on. We only live once. I look crazy, but I'm gonna have this on my face for a little bit, and I'm actually gonna read my newest book that I got. It's called Big Dreams, Daily Joys. It says set goals, get things done, make time for what matters. And what I really like about this book, I'm gonna get a little bit closer. That's essentially why I chose the book. It seems like it's going to be an easy read because during midterm time, I do not have as much time as I would like to dedicate to reading. So I like to get easier reads or more conversational books. Just something that I can pick up, read, go. And with this one, the chapters are all different, so I don't really need to sit down, go through all the chapters, because the chapter you're reading isn't reliant on knowing the previous chapter, if that makes sense. I'm gonna read a little bit of this and enjoy my night. Now the vibe has changed, so we're just gonna change my face a little bit, so I'll be right back. And yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of prayers, and that honestly will end my night. Now I do want to emphasize that I don't do this every day, but on days where I can do this and I have the time to do this, I love to take advantage of it, because I now know that tomorrow when I start my day, I'm going to feel so much more refreshed, so much more energized, and just not only ready to ready to hit the day or ready to start strong, I will also be in a much better mood because I just had such a relaxing day and evening. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I loved making it, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!